in charge of 100 people, if not more, down there, Ramesh, and at a time like this, the employees look to a leader for help, for inspiration, for security. That must have been quite draining for you. How have you coped yourself?
Yeah, look, I think it's been draining, but it's also been one of learning, right? I think as leaders, the first part ideally have is first ensuring the security of all the people. So, a big element has been working with the government bodies through the region, as well as within Harman, as we basically went and instilled policies and did what we had to do. So for me, the first priority is their safety and security, right? Them and their families. The second element for us really was in communicating, right? So times like these, for us, a big element has been very strong communication. So town halls have been the nature of the game, in which we've basically spoken, been very open, talking about where things are, what's happening. And the good part is, I think as we've looked at Harman, given the strength of where the pro business sits in APAC, given the strength of Harman, given the strength of Samsung as our parent company, overall, things have been good in terms of where our focus needs to be and where we need to go. And I think we pivoted pretty quickly, even looking at our strategies from our prior years, which came to our help.
It's been a strange year in terms of sales and forecasts, obviously. VTX B28 subwoofer sales have gone down somewhat, but AKG USB mics can't make enough of those. You've got the technology there that you've been able to employ very successfully.
Yeah, look, I think, and as I said, I think the right word here is pivoting, right? I mean, it's an obvious when you look at the industry, when we look at hospitality, live entertainment, touring business, cinema business, it is going to be slow. I think there is no questions asked. The question is really how quickly we pivot ourselves to the various areas. And I think I'm very, very proud of what we've done in terms of both from a product standpoint to be able to pivot, but also from a channel standpoint. And really, I look at this as the success of our teams just coming together to be able to put a can-do attitude to go make it happen.
Importantly, being continue to manufacture, which has not been the case for everybody. Manufacturing hasn't really slowed down for yourself.
Yes, look, I think there have been slowdowns in some of the segments, right? I think the reality is, as I said, it's not an equal balance that everything went the way it is. There are some areas where clearly, if entertainment is going to slow down, we will slow down the production out there. But, as we look at some of the other areas, our AKG sales are more than double year over year, and, the orders are still coming. So it's a very positive place to be, that the order book in that business is higher than where we want to be, So I think it's a fundamental shift of what we kind of see. And we are ready for it, and it's been good so far.
I'm sure with the workforce you've got when you're working from home, it's been very challenging to communicate, even though we've got this technology that we can employ now. How have you found communicating with the team, of getting your message through, of being a leader during these times?
I think the inspiration for me has been in a few senses, right? I think first of all, it's been personally for me has been great connecting with my family and my kids, right? So that's been a amazing thing in all by itself, because a lot of the times most people within this part of the world tend to travel. That's been our lives, and that's what we've traditionally done. And I think it's really, really been inspirational to see, have the children around me, and sometimes they even participate on some of my calls to basically come and see how it works. I think it's been a very good form of connecting with my kids, but what that's also been is being real with all our employees and their bases, where, the relationship has just moved from being a professional relationship where you knew something about someone personally to actually getting to see their kids, to actually interacting with them in many, many fashions, and as I mentioned, one of the big things for me personally is, establishing, making sure people are safe, their families are safe. And, as people go through this, part of things that we've done is we've done social hours. We do social hours in the evening, 4 or 5 o'clock in the evening. We just all pop open a few drinks. We all sit around, shorts and t-shirt. And it's really about talking to each other and sometimes getting to know about people. So I think What it has done is really basically also started bringing people closer in terms of being able to open, which I also feel is very good for a very strong work environment for the future days.
We're adapting to a world in which we have to live with the virus, or are we waiting for the virus to die out, do you think?
Look, I'm not a person who can predict when a vaccine is coming or things are happening, right? I mean, that's basically way above where we kind of are. What I really see is, from a Harman's perspective, where we are as a member of the management team, what we see these times to be. These unprecedented times are times where there will be difficulty on some businesses, some industries, and some of the fellow companies in the AV space. And, as we look at this, for us, it is really about time of defining our strategy, pivoting towards where we need to go, and basically staying the course of, what we started with, so our vision, mission, values play a very important aspect of where we need to go. And Harman has continued to moving in that direction.
Has the R&D level at Harman gone totally onto the here and now, or are you looking to the future?
We're absolutely looking to the future. A big part of our commitment as we started off, when the year started, there are things we have for as we look at the coming years, and we are absolutely committed to it. Actually, we have not cut out any programs. It's a very, very strong commitment all the way from our management within the leadership team that we are basically going to stick to our programs. We've been creating a lot of new products. We will continue to create those. We've created a bunch in the last 6 months. We've released some, and some we intend to release in the coming months. But our plan is we will basically continue that product development and where we are headed. I strongly feel when this time comes to an end, there will be a big party, right? And what that means is we got to be ready for that party.
We've learnt a lot. We've taken a lot of ideas from this. And I think, you said Singapore, everybody travels there. It's a great hub. Will we travel like we did before? Will there be more webinars? Will there be less trade shows? I mean, how's the future, Ramesh, for you? How do you think we'll adapt?
Look, I'm hoping we can strike that balance, right? At this stage, clearly it's very high on webinars, it's very high on product showcasings that we are doing, leveraging video and audio-based technology that we are basically taking to market. As we release our products, we've been active in doing that, but leveraging, with what we could do and, where we are headed towards. So I expect that to happen. Coming out of this, I feel there will be an element of clearly trade shows coming back. I think we cannot discount the fact of them not being important in the world, where it is. I think as industry associations, people come together, those are going to happen. But I also sense that there'll be a balance between experience centers, trade shows, as well as online showcasings, which will all come together to create that experience to potential customer or partner.